Hello everyone. As you know, the school has decided to take the final exams on ClassMarker. So in this video, I want to introduce you with this platform. I will tell you how you should create a test and how you can assign the test to the student and how the student sees your test and how you have to check the final result of the student. The address of the website is classmarker.com. When you go to this website, at the top right of the website, you should enter your username and password, which will be provided by the school. So I log into my personal account to see how is the ClassMarker. So when you sign in to this platform, you should see some page like this one. On the left side, you can see the tests which are taken from the student. So I have taken several tests from the students and they are appears here. So probably when you want to create a test, you see some tests here. But if you are the first examiner and your exam is the first exam, you may not see anything here. Anyways, what is important for us is how we should create a test. On the right side at the top, it has the shortcut for the test. And also in the My Data section, you have the test option. You can click on either of these links to enter to the website or to the page which you can create your tester. Okay, so now you can see these are my previous tests. So I have two tests here. I want to create a test, so I click on new test here. Okay, when I click on the new test, you can see this page. You should give the name to the test. For example, if it's chemistry, grade 90, or whatever it is, you can enter the title of the test. For this test, which I'm creating, I just write tutorial test. On the next one, you can select the category. So for example, I have grade 10D here or generic. If you want to add new category, also you can add new category. So I click on the new category and I can add any category here. For example, the science, math, whatever it is. So I add the test. I create that one. It's not necessary to have the new category. So start adding the question. So now I have made the test title and I assign the category to that. Now I start adding the questions. As we can see, at the top is written 0 questions, 0 fixed questions, 0 points, because I have not added any question to this test. So I should add the question to the test. You have two options, the fixed questions and the random questions. So you should use the fixed question and click on add to this test and the question bank. So when you create a question in this test, the question also saves in the question bank. So later on, if you want to reuse those questions, you can do that. So I add to this test. As you can see here, you have 6 types of the questions: multiple choice, true false, matching, free test, grammar, and essay. So I will explain each one of them. So let's start from the first one. So you have to write down the question here. So I write down the question, for example, 3. I want to write 3 times 2 plus 1. I cannot have the multiplication sign. So on the right side, you have this option, copy and paste symbol. So if you want to use any symbol, especially for the math and the physics, you can use that one. If you click on that one, you can see there are a lot of options. You can have arrow here, addition, division, multiplication. So I want to use, for example, multiplication. I just copy here and then I come back here and paste it here. Okay, so 3 times 2 plus 1. So this is my question. So I have to also write the question. So here I can add my options, option A, option B, option C, or option D. For example, I write 5, 7, 9, 11. If you want to add more options, you can click here to add more options to the test. But for me, just 4 options is enough. Then you have to select which one of them is the correct answer. So we know 3 times 2 becomes 6 plus 1 becomes 7. So the option B, which is 7, is correct answer. So I have to click here. So this answer option is correct. So if you go then at the bottom here, you can assign the points to this exam. So this is multiple choice question, so I want to assign 1 point here. Then you have the option to randomize your answers. If you click no, the options are as you have put in the question. But if you click the yes, it randomizes the options. For example, the option A go to D, option C go to B, and so on for any multiple choice question. This is good option when you have several multiple choice question and you don't want, for example, that for all of those multiple choice questions the correct answer to be A. So it randomizes the answer. So for some of the question the option A is correct, for other one the option B, the option C, and option D. So it randomizes your answer. Then I save the question. So when I save the question, look at the top. Now I have one question in my test, and that one question has 1 point. So I want to add the question again. This is the multiple choice. You can add another multiple choice question here, but I prefer to go to the next type to show all type of the questions. So I want to add true and false question. So let's add the statement here. For example, I can say the Earth is the largest planet in solar system. Okay, here you should click or you should tick the one which is correct for this answer. So we know that the Earth is not the largest planet in the solar system, so this answer is false. So the student have to choose the false. Again, here you can assign the point. You can assign 1.5, 2, whatever you want. But for now, I just put 1 point for that one. I save the question. Now you can see at the top we have 2 questions and total mark for those questions is 2. So let's do some matching question here. In this box, in the question box, you have to write down your question. For example, I will write match the capital with the country. So this is my question. Here at the left side I must add the clue, at the right side I must add the answer. For example, Iran, the answer is Tehran. I can add another option here, UAE, answer is Abu Dhabi. This answer England, the answer is London. Let's add Saudi Arabia, answer is Riyadh, and so on. So you can add whatever you want here. So if you want more options, you have to click on here, add more matching pairs. But for this test, only the 4 pairs is enough. But you can also add the incorrect matches. For example, I can click here. So I want to add, for example, the Rome, Tabriz. Okay, 2 is enough. Then I come back. I have 4 matching here. So I prefer to put 4 points for this question. Each of the correct matching receives 1 point. On the next option, it says shuffle the matches only, shuffle the clues only, shuffle the clues and the matches. I click this one, so it shuffled the both clue and matches. Here at the bottom of the page, it says grading scale of partial with deduction, partial without deduction. So what are these three? If you check this one, if they got even one wrong answer, they don't get any mark from this question. If you check this one, partial with deduction, they will get a point for each correct answer, but also they lose the mark for a wrong answer. Suppose they got two of the answers correct and one of the answers was wrong, so they got only 1 mark. So 2 points for the correct answer, 1 deduction for the wrong answer, so their result would be 1 mark. I choose the last one, is partial without any deduction. So it means if the student match the wrong clue to the answer, they don't lose the mark for that one. They only get the mark for their correct answer. So I save here. Okay, now you can see I have 3 questions in this test and total points is 6. I go to the next one. It says the free text. Okay, so the free text, you can have your question here and the possible answers, you can write them down here. For example, I can write, who is the president of Iran? Then I can add the answer here. So you can say, you can have you can write here Hassan, you can write Rouhani, you can write Hassan Rouhani. So either of these answers are correct. That's why it gives you the several options. For example, you can write Hassan. Maybe some of the students write it with a double S. Maybe some students write the family name like this one. Maybe some of the students just spell it like this. So you can have any correct option for this answer here. Maybe a student write both name and family name. So this means if a student answers any of these answers which you have put here, the answer for this question would be correct for that student. I usually don't use this type of the question because you should add a lot of options here. Again, you can assign the point to this question. I said this point has 1. Then I save it. Now I have 4 questions. It's total 7 points. So I go to the next type of the question, the grammar question. This one is useful for the English test, but usually we don't use it in the science or the other subjects. So for example, here I have to add the incorrect version of my question. For example, I write, there is 2 balls. Okay, I know this question is not correct grammatically. I should add the correct version of this sentence here. So there are 2 balls. So the student must write the correct version of this statement here, and if they got this one, it will be correct for them. So the number of the point, for example, I put 2 points for this question, then I save the question. So this question also adds to my test. So I have now 5 questions with total 9 points. And the last one is just the essay question. You should add your question here. For example, I can write, what is the effect of acid rain on the... So then I don't need to do anything here. I just have to put the point for that. Okay, let's say I want this one to have 3 points and I save the test. So now total I have 6 questions from all type of them with 12 points. It's not necessary to have all type of these questions in your test. You can have, for example, 10 multiple choice questions, 1 matching question, 3 essay questions. So it's up to you, depends on the subjects and how you want to make your exam. So when I finish the questions in this test, you can click here to preview what are your questions. So if I click the preview, it goes here, it says I have 6 questions, 12 points. I didn't add any random question because I don't want to use the questions which are already in my question banks. So then I save it. So now my test is saved to the ClassMarker and it's ready to assign it to the any class.